And blue. Number 2.
We're at the Winston Cup Museum in Winston-Salem. It shuts down in December. This is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. For all kinds of tipping. That big one. I really like that M&M one.
Baby Allison's Thunderbird. Now, by far, that was probably one of the toughest drivers to ever step foot in NASCAR. Matt Kenseth, the last Winston Cup champion. Before they went to the Sprint Cup Series, well, before they went to the Nextel Cup Series, then they went to the Sprint Cup Series, then the Monster Cup Series, and now the NASCAR Series. This right here is Wendell Scott's car that he drove that basically ended his career in the worst, this was the worst race and worst big one that they ever had at Talladega. There was like 37 cars involved in the wreck or something. It ruptured his spleen, broke his arm, broke his leg. He only ran about 3 races after this wreck. Whenever he wrecked this car. Here is the documentary about it. Pause to read. It was a 60-car race. Jeff Gordon's car that he drove to win the No Bull Million. Back when him and Ray Abraham were running together. And here's the back end of the Wendell Scott car. The back end of the Davey Allison car. There's another picture of it. Bill Elliott's McDonald's car. Before and I'm recording the video to kind of preserve the history of the museum, because on December 16th it shut down, which is sad that we're losing this part of racing history. And this is Kyle Petty's Silver Bullet number 42 car. And this car probably is most famous for being that car that they changed the paint scheme on for one race where they went to a black and silver car. There's YouTube videos on it. I'm pretty sure that NFJJ has covered it. I'm not sure if anybody else has or not, or it might have been Slap Shoes. But either way, they covered it. It was a really good video. And this is the Thunderbird that Ford used that started the new Aero Wars that was started in the late 60s, early 70s. With that rounded back window, which helped the car go through the air better, which gave us the Aero Coupe, the Monte Carlo. I mentioned the Aero Coupe. Here's Richard Petty's Aero Coupe Grand Prix that he raced. Look at how tall that shifter was in that car. Nowadays, they've got them little bitty teeny tiny shifters, little short throw shifters. Something like what I have in my Mustang. But look at that Aero coupe back window that they used to give them an advantage to compete with the Thunderbird. And this is winter that they had to produce at least 500 of these cars. I've only seen like one of these ever on the street. I don't think I've ever seen a Thunderbird on the street that was an Aero coupe. But maybe we'll see one at the garage runs this upcoming year. You never know. Here's Dale Jarrett. No, it's Bobby Labonte's championship car. I thought that it was Dale Jarrett's, but it's Bobby Labonte's championship car that he drove. Winner that they only had the one car, the 18 car, which is now the 51 car driven by Ty Gibbs. This goes back to the Daytona Sand Track days here. Jimmy Spencer's 23 Camel Thunderbird. This was a really cool looking car when it was on the track. It would catch your eye. It would draw your attention.
Daddy.
And Jimmy Spencer's No Bull car. Number 23. It's an actual race used car. Started the field 42nd, finished 24th. And here's a Kevin Harvick cutaway car. Or an RCR car. Cutaway. Chevy SB2. And all I gotta say here is boogity boogity boogie. Let's go racing, boys. This is DW's car. 2003 was the last year of the Winston Cup when Matt Kenseth won. Jimmy Johnson won the Winston. Goodness, that was a rookie. That would change history. Tony Stewart's car. Dale Jr. Michael Waltrip. Jeff Gordon. The DEI number 8 car. Bobby Labonte winning his 2000 championship. Earnhardt winning his last victory at Talladega. Rusty Wallace. Jeff Gordon, where he won his Noble Million. Terry Labonte. Earnhardt winning the Daytona 500 after 20 years of trying. Jeff Gordon winning the championship in '98. Jeff Burton and Mark Martin. Jeff Gordon. Jimmy Spencer's car. Ernie Irvin winning the Gatorade Duel. Here's a cutaway of a tire with an inner liner in it. Dale Jarrett in 28. Richard and Kyle Petty. Dale Earnhardt and Teresa. Number 1 Winston Cup Luna. Somewhere in my collection I bought when I was a kid. I think I have that car. Ken Traylor, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and Terry Labonte. Rusty Wallace in '93. Earnhardt winning the championship. '92 Gordon's rookie year. And the year Alan Quickie changed the format of the entire championship when he beat Bill Elliott by 5 points. Earnhardt winning championships. Ernie Irvin in the Kodak number 4 car. Rusty Wallace, where he won the championship in '89, where he jumped on the hood of the car after he won the race at Atlanta and won the championship. Darrell Walter and Bill Elliott, back when they were racing the Tide Ride. Rusty Wallace. Kyle Petty. A Winston Cup cutaway car. It's a Monte Carlo. We're down to 86 now. Here's Dale Earnhardt's 1994 Winston Cup championship. Tim Richmond. And if y'all don't know about Tim Richmond, just YouTube search him. He probably would have changed the future of NASCAR if things hadn't worked out the way they worked out. Bobby Allison, which I did a video of his car at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, where the famous there's a fight scene. And Bobby Allison, he had that bad wreck at Pocono that ended his career.
It's on the left. Right to the left.
And then Darrell Waltrip. We're down to 1980. And if anybody's curious, I became a Winston Cup fan in '92, so I became a fan at the 1992 Winston. The race deemed one hot night, where Davey won. came down between Petty, Earnhardt, and Allison. And that's a good race to watch if you want to watch a really interesting race. It was the first night race ever.
Yeah, that started out as it was Dave Marcus's car. Oh, really? Yeah, and then they outlawed the wing. Yeah. The wing car. It was a Goodye's car. It was a Goodye's Chevy car. And then we thought it was good. Oh, no kidding. Katie built it. Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
And hey, there's Carter out.
She said he'll spend 2 hours, he'll spend 1 hour.
That's very old.
That's what we were sitting at back in the receiver. Yeah, sure. They said you could be sitting there on Sunday morning. There's a helicopter landing in the field. Yes, helicopter, and they're gonna pick up the animal. Yeah, nice to meet you. Y'all take care. Thank you for coming. To help you, man. Okay, you go right here. Help y'all. Okay. Okay.